There's a reason people come to Switzerland and leave completely amazed, because once you are here, you realize this country doesn't play by the same rules as the rest of the world. Things that might get you fined, arrested, or spark huge debates back home are simply part of everyday life here. So let's break down 8 things that are totally normal in Switzerland, but illegal or highly controversial in many other parts of the world. In Switzerland, assisted suicide is legal under strict rules. People from other countries even travel here for this purpose, something banned almost everywhere else. The idea is that those suffering from painful illnesses can choose dignity in their final days. This law makes Switzerland very different from most nations. Many organizations provide this service with medical supervision. Patients must prove they're acting freely, not forced, and mentally capable of making the decision. It's controversial worldwide, but in Switzerland, it's seen as respecting personal freedom. Other countries usually punish doctors or helpers, but here, it's seen as compassion. Tourists from countries where assisted suicide is strictly banned often come to Switzerland. This has created a unique form of death tourism, sparking global debate. Some call it humane, others say it's dangerous. Either way, Switzerland remains one of the few places where such a choice is legally protected. In Switzerland, knife laws are more relaxed than in many European countries. Carrying certain knives for everyday use is common and often legal. While dangerous weapons like switchblades are restricted, pocket knives and even larger tools are widely accepted. This freedom reflects the nation's trust in its citizens and its long tradition of craftsmanship. The famous Swiss Army knife itself symbolizes this culture. People use knives daily for work, hiking, and even school camping trips. Instead of fearing knives, Swiss society sees them as tools. Many countries would treat carrying blades as suspicious or even criminal, but in Switzerland, it's simply part of normal life. Of course, there are still limits. Knives cannot be carried into sensitive places like airports or government buildings. But the general attitude is far more permissive than elsewhere. This difference shows how Swiss laws focus on practicality and trust, rather than strict bans that assume the worst in people. Switzerland has a unique military system where citizens serve as militia. After training, they often take their weapons home, including assault rifles. For many outsiders, this is shocking. In most countries, such firepower is tightly restricted. But here, it's a normal part of national defense and Swiss culture. The idea comes from Switzerland's tradition of neutrality and self-defense. Citizens are seen as guardians of the country, always ready if needed. Keeping weapons at home means soldiers can be called quickly. This is linked to a sense of duty rather than fear. While gun control is strict in many parts of the world, Switzerland balances it differently. High responsibility and training make this system work. Outsiders may see danger, but locals see trust. It's another example of how Swiss laws reflect unique values not found elsewhere. In Switzerland, most shops close on Sundays. It's a rule meant to protect workers and family time. In many countries, shopping 7 days a week is normal. But here, Sunday remains a day of rest. Tourists often find this surprising, especially if they're used to 24/7 consumer culture. The ban doesn't apply everywhere. Train stations, airports, and some tourist spots stay open. But for the average Swiss town, Sunday shopping is rare. This law shows how seriously Switzerland takes tradition, community, and balance between work and private life. It's not about business, but values. In countries where profit drives everything, Sunday bans might seem strange. But in Switzerland, it preserves peace and rhythm in society. Families spend time together, and workers get guaranteed rest. It's a reminder that not all nations see endless shopping as progress. Here, rest is protected by law. In Switzerland, prostitution is fully legal and regulated. Sex workers must register, pay taxes, and undergo health checks. Unlike many countries where it's criminalized, here it's treated as normal work. The goal is to protect workers' safety while ensuring fair business practices. This makes Switzerland one of the most open systems worldwide. Another unusual law concerns polygamy. While marrying multiple partners in Switzerland is not allowed, the country may still recognize polygamous marriages performed abroad. This usually happens in cases of inheritance or family rights. In many countries, such recognition would be completely forbidden, but Switzerland takes a more practical and legal approach. These policies may surprise outsiders, but they highlight Switzerland's focus on regulation over prohibition. Instead of pushing issues underground, the laws bring them into the open and provide control. Whether it's sex work or family law, Switzerland often chooses to manage controversial subjects in ways most nations avoid. In Switzerland, adults can use small amounts of cannabis without going to jail. Sales are still restricted, but personal use is decriminalized. That means you might pay a fine, but you won't face harsh punishment. Compared to places where cannabis leads to prison, this is a much more relaxed system. Switzerland also allows controlled studies and local trials on cannabis sales. This creates a scientific approach to drug policy, unlike many countries that stick to outright bans. It's a middle ground between total freedom and total prohibition. Visitors often find this attitude surprisingly practical. Across much of the world, cannabis possession can destroy lives with criminal records. Switzerland's softer stance reduces stigma and focuses on public health. It's one of the few countries that sees drug use as a social issue, not just a crime. That makes it stand out globally. Switzerland shocked the world by giving heroin to chronic addicts under medical control. Instead of treating them as criminals, the country offers clean doses in clinics. This policy helps reduce overdose deaths and crime. In many nations, such an idea would be unthinkable, but Switzerland proves it can save lives. The program began after rising drug deaths in the 1980s and 90s. By offering safe heroin, along with counseling and health care, the government reduced harm. Addicts no longer had to rely on unsafe street drugs. This made Switzerland a pioneer in health-focused drug laws. Critics feared this approach would increase addiction. Instead, studies show it helped people stabilize their lives. Many later moved to other treatments. While most countries lock addicts up, Switzerland treats them with dignity. This compassionate, science-based strategy remains rare around the world. In Switzerland, you don't have to hand over your ID to police unless you're directly suspected of crime. This rule surprises many foreigners because in most countries, police can demand identification at any time. Refusing usually leads to trouble, fines, or even arrest. In Switzerland, though, personal rights come first. The Swiss system is built on trust between citizens and the state. Police are not given unlimited power to stop and check people without cause. If you're simply walking in a park or sitting in a cafe, you're free from random checks. This balance creates a society where privacy and dignity are respected daily. Visitors often find this shocking. In countries where stop and identify laws are strict, people are used to being pulled aside without explanation. Sometimes this can escalate into arguments or even violence. In Switzerland, the law draws a clear line. Unless you're suspected, you have no obligation to show your papers. This doesn't mean Switzerland is careless with security. Police still have the tools to investigate real crimes, but they must follow rules that prevent abuse. The difference highlights how much Switzerland values individual freedom. What seems like a small legal detail, refusing to show ID, actually shows the larger cultural gap between Switzerland and stricter nations. For decades, Switzerland built its global reputation on banking secrecy. The idea was simple. Whatever money you put in a Swiss account stayed private. This protection attracted the wealthy, politicians, and even famous stars from around the world. While other countries demanded reports to governments, Swiss banks offered a safe haven for financial privacy. The roots of this secrecy go back centuries. In 1934, Swiss law made it a crime for bankers to reveal client details. Breaking this rule could lead to jail time. This was not just a financial decision, but also a cultural one. Privacy is deeply valued in Swiss society, and this extended naturally to banking. Of course, the system also brought controversy. Critics argued that secrecy allowed tax evasion, money laundering, and corruption to hide under the radar. International organizations pressured Switzerland to change, especially after global scandals involving hidden wealth. In recent years, Switzerland softened some secrecy laws, but privacy here still remains stronger than in most places. Today, opening an account is not as easy as it used to be, but Switzerland still holds its reputation. Investors see it as stable and safe, and many still prefer it over banks in countries with strict oversight. While some see secrecy as suspicious, in Switzerland it's viewed as protecting personal freedom, not crime.